Here we are in the grouse butt at the Ian Coley shooting school. I'm just going to show you what to do when you first get into your butt, how to look at all the safety angles and judge those, which that should be your first concern when you get in the butt, and then just show you how to approach the shots. I've arrived in my butt. First thing that I do is I look round and I immediately decide where my neighbours are, where the neighbouring butt. So I've got a butt that side of me 35-40 yards away, and that side of me 35-40 yard butt. It is the gun's duty to position his safety sticks in the correct position on the side of the butt. That should be, the gun itself does that, he is responsible for that. It is not the loader who's responsible, and at no time at all can the loader be blamed for anything to do with safety. So I get into the butt first of all. Now I've put these sticks into the ground there. I've moved them to make sure that I've now got a straight line down to my butts there. I'm standing in the butt in the normal way, here with my gun there. Whatever I do is I cannot get my gun round to my neighbour without going to the top of the butts there. What you have to also be aware of, if you go right to the front of the butt and you exaggerate, yes, you can get round there, and that's where most accidents can happen by people doing that. Equally, standing right forward of the butt, equally if you stand at the back of the butt, you can actually get to there. So you must stand always in the middle of your butt. Your safety sticks are there. I've judged and I've adjusted them to make sure they're into the right place there. Now the next thing that I look at, we can see the beaters just starting to line out in the hills a long way away. Sometimes they're over 2 miles, sometimes 3 miles, and little specks in the distance. So I think, okay, I judge out in front of me, and I normally will pick some mark, a particular tuft of grass or some heather out in front of me, that I can say to myself, that is 50 yards out, I'm going to shoot when the grouse get over the top of that. So I pick these safety ones out, or these marks all out in front of me, and I make that assistant as to how that we're actually going to be able to do it there. Now, once I'm comfortable with that, I then decide how am I going to lay my guns and cartridges. I'm shooting a single gun, loading myself on this particular time. I put the cartridge bag there, and I actually lay the cartridges out on the lip of my bag. At the lid of the bag there's no heather on it, and I lay them out 2 at a time. So I get there comfortable there, I put my earmuffs on, I find out there, I get in, and then I load the gun accordingly as we are there. I've nice and loaded into the butt here. I'm closing the gun up and I start to get ready. Normally you have a little bit of a weight. It's perfectly acceptable to hold the gun like that, just unrest it onto the butt there. It is not acceptable to lie it down inside the butt there. By all means, just lie it there in front of you and keep watching for grouse moving in the distance there. It's important to keep concentrating. The moment you don't concentrate, or you put your gun down and think there's nothing coming, I promise you the grouse will come. It's uncanny how often that happens. Now I start to see some grouse moving into the distance in front of me. I just crouch down comfortably onto the top of the butt. There's no need to disappear right out of sight, just comfortably onto the butt there. I let the grouse come towards me. These are flying up the star, and they're flying uphill, and I decide not to shoot. They're probably 60 yards away, and I've decided not to shoot in that particular case there. Now, I hear my neighbours down the line shooting. I quickly have a look, but I don't break my concentration with looking in front of me, because again the grouse seem to come as soon as I'm not concentrating. Here's some grouse coming towards me. I line out, they're coming more or less straight at me, 50 yards out, and there we are. I missed with the first barrel and I killed with the second barrel there, and that was out in front of me, just nicely out in front. So I'm loading over the top of the butt there. There's more shooting going on. There's some more grouse coming towards me. These are coming straight at me. I'll go bang, and I killed the one in front, and they've gone through me, and I decide not to shoot again because it was just a little bit too close. So I'm loading once more, and there's now grouse moving all the time. So the drive is now carrying on now. I'm actually going to unload the gun for you and just show you how I would then take the gun over the line. Obviously, we've got the cameraman there. I want to keep that safe. So I'm just in this situation. You have to think that I've got a loaded gun in there. I'm playing safe with the cameraman. So there's some grouse now coming down, and they're going to come this side of me. I can shoot them in front, So I go bang, you probably heard it click then. I can't shoot again, so what do? I hold my gun up in the air, watching the grouse come through the line. You'll notice my finger is again on the side of the trigger guard. I've turned my feet to the correct position, take the shot behind. I turn round and I pick up my grouse behind and I shoot it behind that way there. I've taken my gun out of the shoulder, everything is perfectly safe. If the gun went off, it would go off up into the air like that. So I've come on right on through the line there, and this time we're going to have some more grouse coming through now. And some more grouse are going to come quite up the line of butts, coming past my neighbour. They come in too close for me to shoot them, my neighbours there, and you can see I haven't, and they're going to go past me and go to the butt here. So what do? As I take my gun up, comes up in the air, pointed into the air, I turn out the back there, and I'm now going to shoot 2 barrels out the back here as the grouse are going away from me. Again, I've brought the gun straight over the top of me. So that was it, doing it in the safe way to do it. Let me just show you a couple of mistakes that we made just now that I'll explain to you. This is, do not do this. Do not stand at the front of the butt. The grouse are coming, and I bring the gun right into there, and I'll come right through the line, and now I've gone through my neighbours. That is really, really dangerous, and that is the thing not to do whatsoever. I've come to the front of the butt. I could have quite easily shot the cameraman there. Obviously I showed it on purpose, but I could have shot my neighbour down there, and that's why it's important to stand in your front of your butt there. And the other one, and I know last season there was 1 or 2 accidents done this way. We've now come to the end of the drive, and the horn has gone out in front, which means no shooting in front. It's normally very clear, and that would be given in the safety instructions on the day. The horn's gone. We now come, and the horn's gone aside, decide to lean actually on the back of the butt here. I've come outside my mouth, so the horn's gone, no shooting in front. What happens? Some grouse come here, I stand here, and I do that, and what am I doing? Pointing right down at my neighbours, right down on the line there in the excitement without thinking. It's my fault. I've moved to the back of the butt, the thing you must never do. The correct way is to stand in the front of your butt. Those grouse that are coming through here, I have to let them come through. My safety sticks are stopping me pointing the gun there. I wait till they come, and then I shoot them out the back of the butt. That is the correct way to be on safe grouse shooting. Here at the shooting school here, this is our grouse, but it gets very busy from middle July through to the end of October, early November, when people are grouse shooting. We actually can't shoot behind in 360 degrees, but what we do have here on the butt, we actually line up 12 to 14 traps here on the butt. We have them out in front of us on our banks, some low, some coming in towards us, but equally we have some traps that are along the side of us going behind us here, so that we can get all different angles. Yes, we have plenty of shooting in front here. We can have covers of 6 or 8 clays coming at you, just like the grouse would come, but equally we can actually start, we can't shoot back this way, but equally what you can imagine, you're standing here, the grouse come towards you, you have to turn the opposite way, come round, and then the clay goes back and behind you like that. Perfect practice for shooting the grouse going away from you. 1 movement, 2 movements, and I step forward to get my weight onto the front foot. The third, I'll get down onto it. It's important to remember, keep your weight onto your front foot as you turn, and keep leaning forward and get underneath the grouse. When I say underneath, basically if it's come straight through the line, underneath its belly. So you're swinging through it and bang through out the back. Remember, a grouse coming to you when they're flying downwind and going very fast at 50 miles an hour is very quickly covering the ground behind you. So get your shot in as early as you can to be safe, and very quickly with the second shot also behind. So just really, I'm now just going to do it again, really just to show you once each way. Out in front there, 1, 2, 3, bang, bang. Now we go back to the other way. Here we go again. In the grouse comes, I shoot in front. 1, 2, 3, out the back. A little bit of rhythm will come into that as well. Try to count that as you're counting it. Don't count to yourself. 1, 2, 3. So it's rhythm as you're turning, you'll find that is important to you. Just remember when you are grouse shooting that the thing to do is when you turn, be positive and confident in what you're doing and make the shot in a positive and self-believing way, so you're confident in what you do and the grouse will then fall for you in the right way. Just before I do sign off, the one important thing to remember when you're grouse shooting is keep your weight forward, and most of the grouse, if they're coming straight at you, shoot the feet off so that you come through and I am just underneath it. No need for a great big swing like you would for anything in the air. Underneath, come up to the bird just under its feet, or stroke its belly, as I often say, with the gun, and then make a positive pull of the trigger. Shoot them farther out than what you think you can do so, and that will add up to the success on the grouse shooting. In my opinion, there is nothing in the shooting world to beat grouse shooting. To be out here on a grouse moor in the wonderful environment that we're in, I really would say to everybody, do spoil yourselves, do go and enjoy it. Please don't think that you're going to shoot at high targets up in the air, because the majority of shooting, grouse shooting, is not like that. It's picking shots that are out in front of you, low shots 40 yards in front, 45 yards in front, far shots coming down the side. The grouse are jinking as they come to you. When they go behind you, they are very difficult shooting there. I've seen some of the best shots in the world beaten by grouse, but it is great fun in a lovely place. So to everybody, do spoil yourself one day.